Hi guys, so today I am going to move further into the lyric side of songwriting. I've done a few videos already, so I've done a Morrissey lyric video, I've done a Lewis Capaldi lyric video, and I've done an Alex Turner lyric video. So I've covered 80s with Morrissey, modern day with Lewis Capaldi, noughties with Alex Turner, and I'm going to do the 90s today with who I believe is probably the best lyricist of the 90s, and I would say that's Damon Albarn from Blur. So I'm going to go through what I feel is some of his best songs lyrically, and again go compare that to some of the stuff that's been released recently, and kind of again show what we are missing from lyrics and songs these days, and kind of show how we used to do it and how all these popular artists became so popular mostly because of the lyrics. Obviously they had great songs, but lyrically it was important as well. So let's start off with Modern Life is Rubbish. So again, For Tomorrow, so that was one of the singles that they had. So he's a 20th century boy with his hands on the rails, trying not to be sick again and holding on for tomorrow. London ice cracks on a seamless line. He's hanging on for dear tomorrow, for dear life. So we will hold each other tightly and hold on for tomorrow. So again, he's speaking about the culture of today, which again Morrissey and Alex Turner did so well. And again, I love this, trying not to be sick again and holding on for tomorrow. She's a 20th century girl with her hands on the wheel. She trying not to make him sick again, seeing what she can borrow. London's so nice back in your seamless rhymes, but we're lost on the west way. So we hold on each other tightly and hold on for tomorrow. I just like that he's trying to say something here, but again, you could take it so many different ways. So for me, he's kind of speaking about couples in London around that time, and again London's just almost like a different place in the world. It's kind of different from everywhere else in Britain, and almost has its own rules and its own kind of lifestyles. Again, you've got extreme poverty, extreme gang culture, and then extreme wealth, and it's a crazy city. But again, I don't really know what he's saying when he's like trying not to be sick again. London ice cracks on a seamless line. I take it for that where he's basically just living day by day by day, and kind of struggling to live in London and make it in London in that busy world, and just trying to do it day by day. Again, you think about house prices in London, it's extortionate. You get paid really well, but again, the trying to afford the lifestyle is just crazy. I mean, £1 million for a flat, it's just absolutely crazy. So again, it's a timestamp for me, and he's speaking about what he feels his culture at that moment in time. And then we move on to Park Life, which is obviously one of their most adorned albums. Girls and Boys, this to me is when I started really getting into Blur. It's just, and again, to me, Girls and Boys is very similar to what Alex Turner did. So I kind of feel that Alex Turner possibly got a lot of influence and reference from Blur. So what I love about this song is that he's speaking about Brits going on holiday, which seems really normal, but it's, in terms of a cultural element, Brits are one of the most hated people going abroad. If you go to Spain, it's normally us that cause all the fighting. It's all normally us that's the most drunk, and all the medical bills, and we're constantly in hospitals, and we drink too excessively. But I just love the lyrics to this. Again, streets like a jungle, so call the police, following the herd, down to Greece, on holiday, loving the 90s, is paranoid, on sunny beaches, take your chances looking for, and we all know the chorus, but it's such a really clever chorus. And again, girls who are boys, who like boys to be girls, who do boys like their girls, who do girls like their boys. And again, it's almost speaking about that kind of LGBT stuff like really early in the 90s. But again, I love this. Again, following the herd down to Greece. But that's what we do in Britain. It's a cultural thing. I remember growing up, and it was a thing where, like, right, everybody went to Zante, and Zante in Greece, I I think so. I think everybody went to Zante for some reason, and then everybody went to Ibiza, and then everybody was going to wherever was cheapest, and that's what we do. So again, then it turned into Magaluf. Magaluf was the big thing, and all of a sudden, everybody in Britain, all the guys, all the girls wanted to go to Shagaluf, and it was just, we took this culture with us, and you watch so many programmes still to this day about like young Brits abroad, and we're just a shambles. And again, all of these cities, towns know that we're coming in, and again, it's almost like it's built and it's made purposely for Brits, to get absolutely smashed and kind of ruin, but basically just wreck cities, towns everywhere we go. Avoiding all work because there's none available, like battery thinkers, count your thoughts on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. Really, really clever. I love how he's basically just having a snapshot at the culture of that time, where everybody was, loads of people were on benefits, nobody could be bothered finding work. Again, we weren't really putting a lot of effort into our schoolwork. It was just kind of like, know what, let's just go, let's just get ruined, let's just get wrecked, let's just skip school, and then I'll find a job probably when I leave. And there's just loads of people, again, think about when they go on holiday, and there are lots of people in Britain that are just completely uneducated, and again, sometimes it's not their fault, it's just the way they've been brought up. But I love that, like battery thinkers, and it's just kind of like, a lot of us, we just do what we're told, which again is even more prominent in today's world, again with social media, and we just follow the same path. And I love that line, like battery thinkers, count your thoughts on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. It's just kind of saying that we don't really have a say in our life, and we just follow what everybody else does. We follow with the Joneses. We do it to this day. Every time a new iPhone comes out, let's do that. Even think on YouTube, who's doing a YouTube video that's got really successful? I'm going to follow that content, I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to, and I mean, for example, there's a guitar called the Firebird, right, and that's came out on Amazon, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, and it's really, really cheap, and it's a really good like ES335 kind of replica, and all I've seen recently is everybody buying Firebirds to stick them on YouTube, because everybody knows that in your search bar you're going to go ES335 Firebird, and it's like, I need to, like, everybody else is doing it, so that's what I'm going to do. And the same with fashion, we do the same with fashion. When Leyland Scott came in, everybody's wearing Leyland Scott, everybody wears Stone Island because it's what the casuals wear. Oh, my pals are wearing Stone Island, I'll wear Stone Island. We don't have our own thoughts these days, and we like, especially in music, we like what we like because that's what we're told to like. That's what's in the clubs, that's what's number one. Oh, I'm going to like this song. And to me, I love nothing is wasted, only reproduced. Get nasty blisters. It's just fantastic, and it's just a snapshot of the 90s, and the music and everything that they did. It's just brilliant. It's just really, really, really clever, and it's still one of my favourite songs to this day. And again, here we go. One of probably in top 5 songs of my life. This is in the top 5. I don't know where it sits. It fluctuates. I know, I do know. I know. I'm not going to lie. I know all the words to this song. Every time it comes on, I get lots of pride by doing it in in that English Cockney accent. Confidence is a preference for the habitual voyeur of what is known as. A morning soup can be avoided if you take a route straight through what is known as. John's got brewer's droop. He gets intimidated by the dirty pigeons. They love a bit of it. Who's that gut lord marching? You should cut down on your pork life, mate. Get some exercise. Again, think about what Alex Turner was doing a couple, like 20 years later. What he was doing, again, and it's the same thing. It's colloquialisms, and it's seeing what you see. It's just like catchphrase, say what you see, and we don't do that enough. It's a snapshot of British life, and again, I love that. Again, he gets intimidated by the dirty pigeons. Brewer's droop, you know what I mean? It's just brilliant. And again, this is kind of like, it's almost like a very Morrissey thing. Like, you can imagine Morrissey kind of singing that in a song. Confidence is the preference for the habitual voyeur of what is known as. And I love how this first line is very poetic, And then he just goes, and morning soup can be avoided if you take a route straight through what is known as. I love that. It's just really nice melancholy, and it's just nice. It's just genius. I love going through Damon stuff. And again, it's kind of doing that same thing that he was doing in Girls and Boys, where it's like all the people, so many people, they all go hand in hand through their park life. And again, it's just that kind of culture where we all do the same thing. We all keep up with the Joneses, and we all just do the same things, and we stick to the same routines. And I think that's, for me, that's what this is. A lot of this is what it's about. It's about British routine. You know, I get up when I want, except on Wednesdays when I get rudely awakened by the dustman. It's such a very clever lyrics that speaks about the again, the benefit culture, and like those guys when it's like, I don't need to work, but the fact that I get rudely awakened by the dustman, you know what I mean, when he should be out working, and it's like, how rude of the dustman to come through and tidy up my shit that I've been like collating in my bins. I put my trousers on, have a cup of tea, and I think about leaving the house. You know, again, it's that whole thing, that laziness, that lazy part of Britain that's still on today, where it's like, I don't want to go out and work. What am I going to do? I might have my trousers on, you know, and maybe put myself a cup of tea and waste a half hour. If I'm lucky, I might go leave the house and just waste my time. And again, it's a snapshot on what we do, where we just, again, think about it now. It's like kids just sit there, play their computer games, and don't want to do anything else. What are you going to do? Stick the Xbox on. Maybe have my lunch. Want to go out? Nah, maybe. You know, it's just that whole lazy culture. We don't want to go out and explore the world or do something with our life anymore. I feed the pigeons. I sometimes feed the sparrows too. It gives me an enormous sense of well-being. And again, it's that whole point of a lot of times, especially in British culture, where we don't amount up to anything, and we're very happy just to be. I think about what Morrissey sings, I am the son and heir of nothing in particular. To me, this rings so true with that. But it's in such a very colloquialized way, and I love how he just writes about normal things, and you can completely get so drawn into that, and I just love it. I mean, how something could give you such enormous well-being by just feeding the pigeons and the sparrows, because that's all you do with your day, and that's all you'll ever amount to. And I'm happy for the rest of the day, safe in the knowledge there will always be a bit of my heart devoted to it. You know, again, it's like we don't have any ambition. Again, maybe it's changed now, and now kids want to be YouTubers now. They want to be gamers. They have more. They want to be. Kids nowadays want to be. But I think it's kind of unrealistic, idealized dreams. But at that point, there was never any social media, and it was just kind of like, yeah, I'll just sit there, sit on the benefit, sit on the dole, sit on the brew. And I'll just kind of waste my life away, and that's what I'll do. That's all I'm really ever meant to mount up to. And then again, he's got his little. It's got nothing to do with your Vorsprung dirt technique, you know. And it's not about you joggers that go round and round and round and round. And again, it's speaking about what he feels is just us wasting our life and our time. Again, nothing wrong with exercise, but I think he kind of sits there and goes. Oh, you get a lot of people that just are consumed with just like exercising, and that's all they do, but they don't do anything else, and they're so consumed on their body and keeping fit that what else do you do? Do you actually get any other enjoyment out of life, rather than making sure that like you've got a six pack and like you're 8 stone? You know what I mean? There's more to life than just going through this superficial and run-of-the-mill life. And I think that's what he speaks about, is modern life is boring. And I think about it, obviously, their first album is called Modern Life is Rubbish, because that's kind of, and it's got a little bit better, I think, but for me it's still the same. And again, it's just a really clever way of putting a timestamp on a song and being able to be transported back into that time and speaking culturally and socially. And again, how many people could reflect on that song and actually take a lot of part of it? Some people might go, yeah, that's true. Yeah, sometimes I don't really want to get out of my bed. No, I actually like feeding the pigeons and the sparrows. You know what I mean? It's just really common day stuff, and I just really think it's very clever. Then again, The Great Escape. So again, around this time, definitely maybe it came out in '94. So again, they were trying to like bring up forward on the success of Parklife. Charmless Man, that's a great song. I met him in a crowded room where people go to drink away their gloom. He sat me down and so began the story of a charmless man. And I don't know if this is it a reference to Morrissey? I'm not sure. I would like to think so. I would really like to think that this was like a reference to Morrissey. Educated the expensive way. He knows his claret from his Beaujolais. I think he'd like to have been Ronnie Cray, but nature didn't make him that way. Again, what a really nice British social cultural tie-in with Ronnie Cray here. And again, speaking about class, you know, it's like so he's spoken about like the mundane normality of park life. Then he's kind of going into the high society of British culture at that time. You know, and again, sometimes how you're brought into this life of austerity, and sometimes you just kind of want to be that kind of rough and ready guy that you see like going about the streets, that the kind of guys that your mum and dad told you to stay away from. No, you can't mix with them. They're commoners. You know, you're high class. You know, he thinks his educated heirs, those family shares, will protect him, that you will respect him. He moves in circles of friends who just pretend that they like him. He does the same to them, and when you put it all together, he's the model of a charmless man. And I love that whole debate. I mean, again, Morrissey was doing in the 80s, speaking about royalty. Again, I'd like to drop my trousers to the Queen. Every sensible child will know what this means. The poor and the needy are selfish and greedy on her terms. You know, again, he's speaking about austerity, and he thinks his educated heirs, those family shares, again, being brought up in that kind of austerity and that class, that war of class. Again, he moves in circle of friends who just pretend that they like him. And again, it's like a thing where they're brought together with their social groups. So again, probably they don't really like each other, but because they're in the same social class, you know, they'll stick in that group, and they don't really like each other. But again, it could be a thing where his family could, you know, have a lot of money. Think about The Only Way is what's it called? Not The Only Way is Essex. Made in Chelsea, kind of those guys. Half of the time they probably don't even like each other, but it's a thing where it's like, oh, stick with him. His family does really well. He's really high up in the ladder. Right, okay, on the social ladder. Right, okay, I'll stick with him then. Don't really like him. He's a bit of a dick, but no, he's high up in the social ladder. And I think that's kind of it's still true to this day. That's what I take from that. He knows the swingers and their cavalry. It says he can get in anywhere for free. I began to go a little cross-eyed, and from this charmless man I just can't hide. He talks at speed, he gets nosebleeds. He doesn't see the days are tumbling down upon him, yet he tries so hard to please. He's just so keen for you to listen, but no one is listening, and when you put it all together, there's a model of a charmless man. It's just a really clever song speaking about class and social ladders, and how people believe that because they've got so much money or they come from a certain social class, that they're better than other people, and you should respect them, you should listen to them. But really at the end of it, we're all human, and a dick's a dick and an arsehole's an arsehole. Again, and it's just a really clever play on words. And it's just a really good song. It's really catchy, but the lyrics mean something. He's speaking about something that means something to him. And it's just really clever. Beetlebum. I love Beetlebum. It is about heroin, isn't it? I think there's been stuff that's came out that said that it's not about heroin. I've read other stuff that says it is about heroin. I think it is about heroin. Beetlebum, what you've done. She's a gun, now what you've done. Beetlebum, get nothing done. You Beetlebum, just get numb. Now what you've done, Beetle Bum. And I think for me, again, you say she's a gun, so again you could use the syringes like she's a gun. Get nothing done, you just get numb. And again, the end, for me, the chorus is the thing it kind of says to me that it's about drugs. And when she lets me slip away, she turns me on and all my violence is gone. Nothing is wrong, I just slip away and I am gone. And for me, it's quite a clever song. For my opinion, it's about drugs. That's what I take from it. And he's making a comment on what I think's heroin, which again was starting to become quite prominent at that time. And again, think about it in later years. Again, you have people like Pete Doherty and stuff like that coming out on the gear. And again, it's speaking about drugs. It's speaking about drug culture and what drugs do to you, and speaking about something different. I mean, we don't really speak about drugs anymore, really. I think Pete Doherty was probably the last person that was really speaking about drugs. And I think that's something that's missing. It still happens. We've still got junkies, still a massive drug culture in Britain, so why aren't we speaking about it anymore? Song 2 is just pretty generic. Coffee and TV. My last song will be Coffee and TV. I love this song. Do you feel like a chain store, practically floored, one of many zeros, kicked around bored? Your ears are full but you're empty, holding out your heart to people who never really care how you are. And again, to me, I take this again as another Smiths references. Again, you've got Morrissey in there. I'd rather kick... what song is it that Morrissey does again? I'd like to keep people who would rather, and heaven knows I'm miserable now. Why do I give such valuable time to people who I would rather kick in the eye? You know, it's kind of that kind of reference again, like holding out your heart to people who never really care who you are. So give me coffee and TV peacefully. I've seen so much I'm going blind, and I'm brain dead virtually. Sociability is hard enough for me. Take me away from this big bad world and agree to marry me so we can start over again. Again, it's speaking about the normality of life, and just again one of many zeros. Again, you're just a number, and I think that's what I take from that, where again we're just people, we're just a chain store, and we're just getting fed buy this. We're being constantly advertised to constantly, and again I've seen so much I'm going blind, and again, so give me coffee and TV, because that's all we do, sit down with a cuppa and sit and watch the TV and just get brain fed all this information. Watch this, watch that, buy this, look at me, do this, do that. And again, I'm brain dead virtually. Sociability, you're not socialising because you'd rather just sit there with a cup of tea and just get brainwashed by TV. Your ears are full of the language, there's wisdom there, you're sure till the words start slurring and you can't find the door. And again, it's just being stuck for me. It's just being stuck in that kind of world, especially at that time. It's got even worse, where it's just getting brain fed constantly, and just about like the normal. Now it's just social media, you know, it's just like watch this, watch that. X Factor, buy me, buy this album, buy this. Watch us every single week. Love Island, watch this, and you're just constantly being, you're just kind of being rattled every single day with advertising. Please watch this, please do this, please buy this. So again, it's still true to this day, and he does it in such a really clever way. Again, really do you feel like a chain store, practically floored, one of many zeros, kicked around bored? Again, looking at it, the same things and doing the same things, and it's just the same old rigmarole. Let's just sit and watch X Factor on a Saturday night. Right, okay, is Ant and Dec on after it? Right, okay. It's just boring. And speaking again about the normality of life, but then speaking about reality, which is what we live in. So yeah, that's Damon Albarn, and that's Blur, and I think that's what he's still missing. I still miss his lyrics. I wish somebody would come along with another Damon Albarn, and I suppose Alex Turner kind of was that kind of second, that modern day Albarn for me. He was speaking about cultural, in that first album. He was speaking about cultural influences, and he was speaking about normality. put all your money in the bandit and then put it all, win the jackpot from the fruit machine and put it all back in, but you can never understand, you can never beat the bandit, you know what I mean, speaking about normal cultural things. So that's to me what's missing out from music. And again, you think about just like what gets released now, it's just absolute drivel. So let's see who the best-selling artist was of the decade. The best-selling artist of the decade. Of the 2010s, that's what I'm looking for. And let's see. So let's see the past decade, what's been happening lyrically, in terms of the best-selling artists. So number 10, Eminem, one of the best lyricists of all time in my opinion, but again, not the best-selling artist. BTS, fucking hell. Okay, that's an Asian thing. We're not going to need to worry about that. One Direction, fuck's sake. I don't even need to go through One Direction's lyrics. Do I really? Do I? No, let's just not do that. Bruno Mars, fair enough, very, very, very good songwriter. So I got a lot of good lyrics in his songs. Fair enough. Rihanna, tell me a really good like lyrical Rihanna song that's been like recent. Oh Nah Nah, what's in that Work song? Fucking, that was terrible. Taylor Swift, to me lyrically, she's just went off the map. Again, her songs are just so simple. Justin Bieber, he's not a songwriter, doesn't write his own songs, and most part they're just absolutely samey, every single one. I mean, come on, that Yummy song that just came out, 'cause you got that yummy yum, that yummy yum. How am I meant to like emotionally take that? Ed Sheeran, yep, was really good when he first came on, really, really good in the first 2 years, but to me now he's just, everything's a bit samey now, and he's just kind of a bit of a sellout lyrically. Drake, do we even need to go through Drake? For God. Oh, well, actually, let's use Drake, because I know Adele's number one, right? So fair enough. Adele is quite a good lyricist. Someone Like You, it was an amazing song. Chasing Pavements, Rolling in Deep, and stuff like that. But so I'll give her due. But again, speaks volumes that the best-selling artist not only had one of the best voices, but lyrically our albums were so sought after. And every time you heard of Adele, people picked up the album. Not only because they loved the voice, but they loved the songs and they loved what she was singing in the songs. So again, a massive showcase of lyrical impact. But let's go through Drake. There, to me, that's the bipolar opposite. And he's one of the main driving factors of this whole lyrical shutdown, where it's all about the beat and the words are just there to pacify the music. So if we were to say Drake lyrics, now put it into context, this is the guy that beat Bruno Mars, he beat Eminem, he beat everybody else bar Adele. So this shows you how many songs this guy released and how many singles he sold. So let's see, Drake lyrics. Now, I'm not a big fan of Drake, so I don't really know. So let's go into the last decade. Wow, he's got a lot of songs. Right, okay, let's just go recently, right? Let's just go his 2019 album. Let's see. Dreams Money Can Buy. Again, same old. I don't even have to look at the lyrics. Same old. Insta life, Instagram life. I don't want to be you, you want to be me. Let's see. How About Now? Picking a song at random. That's the shit I'm talking about though. Like, you change me up, you don't even fucking link nobody anymore. You just dash me away like a Ciati. Yo, you cheesed me, dog. Always felt like my vision been bigger than the bigger picture. Crazy how you gotta wait till it's... No, I'm not even gonna like read that. That's fucking terrible, man. Like, this is what's wrong with music right now. Let's, again, random song again. 26 on my third GQ cover. Your new shit sound like you do covers on all of my old shit. Oh shit, I devoted to making sure that shit goes unnoticed. So you know it's hopeless. I should run for a clinic for, and I think that, so I'm not going to say that word, I just don't think it's right. I think they're winning on some coach shit. 50 M's for a 3-month road trip. I see straight through them like fish tanks with no fish in them. Right, okay. So Damon Albarn, right, is writing about park life, and he's saying, I love to feed the pigeons and the sparrows too. It gives me a sense of enormous well-being. Then I'm happy for the rest of the day, safe in the knowledge there will always be a bit of my heart devoted to it. Yeah. Drake, the second best-selling artist of the decade, is writing, I see straight through them like fish tanks with no fish in them. Wow. Okay, I am not going to go through any other more Drake songs because I think that was just random. I do not listen to Drake songs, and kind of there you go. All of what I've heard is just the same old nonsensical lyrics. 2 random songs off his album, and to me that lyric just says it all. Just completely uninspired and just says nothing to the listener. Just words just to portray a certain lifestyle. Terrible, absolutely terrible. So if we go back to the top 10 best-selling artists of the decade, so number 1, Adele, fair enough. Drake, nope. Ed Sheeran at the start, absolutely. Justin Bieber, nah. Taylor Swift, not anymore. Rihanna, nope. Bruno Mars, give him his due. One Direction, nope. BTS, nope. Eminem. I mean, I think that Eminem, I mean, to be fair, he had a big hiatus, but you know, you think of the amount of the lack of songwriters that are actually there. I mean, Eminem, 1, 2, Bruno Mars, 3, Taylor Swift, 4, Ed Sheeran, 5, again, Adele has collaborators and songwriters that work with her. So really you're talking like 5 songwriters. So half of the top selling artists of the past decade wrote their own songs. So these songs were written by proper songwriters, and that was the best that they could come up with. Actually, no, what? I'll tell a lie. Maybe Drake probably does write his own lyrics, because those lyrics were fucking awful, and I would very much doubt that a songwriter would write those. So he's a rapper, kind of. So I take it he must write his own lyrics, and to be fair, it sounds like something that a fucking 13-year-old would write. It's probably insensitive to 13-year-olds, to be fair. So you're talking like some of the songwriters, especially some of the Justin Bieber stuff that's came out, I mean 62.3 million, and again a lot of the songs that were released in that decade were fucking awful. I mean, you think about him, I mean, was Baby last decade? I think it was. I actually think it was. I mean, that whole early Justin Bieber stuff that came out. I mean, a few decent songs, but lyrically, I don't think they do anything. So again, you could see the difference just again in the past decade. The complete difference in the lack of lyrical impact. Like half of the top selling artists wrote their own songs. And again, how could an audience relate to an artist when they're not writing their own songs and they're not writing their own lyrics and they're just about nothing? Again, look at these guys, absolute fucking nonsense. Just ridiculous. It's just like the fact that they were number 8 and they sold more albums and more singles and artists than Eminem. It's fucking shocking. So that's kind of my wrap up for the day. And it always end on quite a somber note because I just kind of feel like it's just not going to get any better. But yeah, that's what I've got for today, and hopefully this has been again educational for you songwriters, and hopefully we can again start some discussion on music again. Hopefully, like again, I might have slagged like one of your favourite artists and you might think differently. Comment, let's speak about it. I don't think we're doing that enough. We're not speaking about music anymore. So again, always like and subscribe. The most important, the more people that subscribe to my channel, the more that you can be kept up to date with all the content that I'm putting up every week. And especially as we're on lockdown, this whole coronavirus thing, I've got loads of time to put content up. So that's me for today, and I'll see you guys soon.